south upon a North Carolina Christmas Eve, the freight motor trundles along a festively bedecked Spencer Boulevard with a delivery for some naughty steam engines who keep forgetting his lunch. The yard goat has to find just the right time to cross the main line, as there are many extra trains running in the final mad rush before Christmas. The yard goat meets the freight motor at the interchange and thanks the freight motor for the quick coal delivery, as the yard's coal tipple had run dry. The freight motor realizes that maybe coal in the stocking isn't such a disaster for steam engines. The yard goat takes the hoppers and wishes the freight motor a Merry Christmas. A minor problem in the form of a 20-foot deep snowdrift has been reported on the mountain west of Old Fort, and the rotary snowplow is being activated to go and deal with the issue. Ferry Battle watches the rotary snowplow be readied, perhaps a bit too intensely. The yard goat goes to put the coal hoppers on the coal tipple's unloading track, but finds the J-50 sitting in there. The yard goat tells the J-50 that he is not the baby Jesus and to get out of the coal trough. The J-50 moves over a couple tracks and says "Hello, friend" to Ferry Battle. Ferry Battle does not seem to realize how profound it is that the J-50 has had a moment of coherence. Friend, 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 friend. The yard goat asks the Canadian Pacific D-10 to... The D-10 says something about maple coffee and speeds away. The Dean Goods comes down off the mountain. The rotary snowplow and its support train heads up the mountain to open the line back up. The yard goat asks the Dean Goods how she got through the snowdrift. The Dean Goods replies that wedges are always in season, and sometimes they're practical too. The German streamlined engine stops at the coal tipple to refill his tender. Ferry Battle moves onto the turntable, as he has something to say to the German. Friend. The D-10 has found some passenger cars and is running up and down the trolley line, telling people to get on board if they want to go to the North Pole. Sheriff Panko finds this suspicious. He tries to have a word with the D-10. The D-10 takes off running. Flying Scotsman is sitting idle by the roundhouse. The Ivat Mogul asks why he isn't doing anything. Scotsman replies that he is doing something. What he's always doing for Christmas. Looking good for photographs. The L1 arrives with the makings of quite a Christmas feast. The L1 has selected a dish and is taking it to the roundhouse to chow down. The yard goat gets to work sorting foodstuffs while trying to put away the idea of consuming straight Crisco. The APTE rolls through the yard, asking if the yard goat would like her to take the eggnog on her extra run up the mountain to Ye Old Fortress. She figures she could mix it up quite thoroughly in the process. The yard goat hands over the eggnog. The tilting train tilts, rattles, and rolls up the mountain. Sheriff Panko is still in pursuit of the D10. With the mountain line open, traffic is moving freely. Sort of. Well, somebody has to back up. Ferry Battle and the German engine are enjoying the Christmas decorations together. So is the 5600, but from a less than ideal vantage point. The APTE is making good time up the mountain. Everything and everyone on board is getting mixed up very thoroughly. The 5600 rolls up to the roundhouse. Flying Scotsman whispers something to her, and she heads back out. The Atlanta switch engine arrives in the yard and joins both the yard goat and the other yard goat as the yard engines all come together for Christmas. The Nacionales de Mexico diesel locomotive has ended up in North Carolina due to a scheduling kerfuffle. The yard goats invite the NDM diesel to join them. The 5600 returns with the special water wagons and parks them by the car shop. The tilting train passes what seems to be a sing-along at Spencer Junction and joins in. The APTE stops briefly at Spencer Yard to drop off the thoroughly mixed eggnog, then proceeds to the station to drop off the thoroughly mixed passengers. Mallard and Gadwall, the pre-Christmas passenger rush finally behind them, return to the roundhouse for a well-earned rest. The 5600 is on the turntable and spinning away, but everyone decides to let her ride. In the spirit of the 1914 Christmas truce, Ferry Battle proposes a friendly game of soccer, or football depending on your persuasion, and even finds a ball. Some of the locomotives begin to exchange gifts. Well, that's awkward. Having finally sorted out the caffeinated Canadian, the sheriff rolls into the yard and up to the special water wagons, where he begins to give himself the gift of drunk. With spirits running high, all the locomotives sound off with a great big holiday cheer. The game between Fairy Battle and the German is going well, but the German sees a chance to score. As they settle in for a day of togetherness and camaraderie, the locomotives all wish each other a Merry Christmas.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Good tidings we bring to you and your kin. Good tidings for Christmas and a Happy
Well, you got to start.
Yep.
Womp, womp. You should maybe point the camera at that. That's a great blooper.
It's recording all right.
Yep. Yeah, that is being recorded.
I give up.